All right, friends. So now we have our full ground plan, and I'd like to show you how to use the section tool. We are going to start by turning off the AutoCAD drawing. So I'm just Xing those out in their visibility in the design layers. So now we're just looking at our Vectorworks drafting. And then the other thing I'm going to do is change my layer options to show snap others, so that we're seeing what this looks like in its full established image, okay? So here we go. Let's go ahead and plate this. Let's put it into a viewport. So view, create viewport. We're gonna start by putting it here on the ground plan layer. Is this the drawing label that I like? Yeah, that'll work for me. The drawing title is ground plan, okay? So this will go in 1/4 inch scale onto our ground plan layer. So let's let it go ahead and do that. All right, here we go. So what you'll notice is a bunch of stray business came along with it, okay? And for the purposes of our adventure, we're just gonna crop that stuff out. If you wanted to be much cleaner about it, you could go in there and actually delete those dimensions so that there's nothing on the design layer. All dimensions should live in a sheet layer, okay? So I'm also moving my drawing label underneath the drawing, okay? And then just to simplify our life, I'm gonna put the section on the same plate. So this is a small enough theater where we can totally get away with that. So I'm going to take this ground plan view, cut a section, and set it on the same plate. So to do that, I'm gonna select my viewport. Then I'm gonna go to View, Create Section Viewport, okay? And then I want to hit the center line, okay? And hold Shift. Okay, so I clicked at the top, I dragged to the bottom. Now I get a little arrow going in either direction, and I double click. And we're gonna put it actually on our same layer. We're gonna call it the section, okay? And we click okay. So what has come through now is our section view, all right? And what you'll see here is a big solid block for anything that's been cut through by that section line. You'll see right here a section indicating marker that shows you that that's our section line and that we're looking in that direction at our section view. And then we see the thickness of the stage and the back wall and whatever. Now, if you were in my hand drafting class, you will notice that generally when we did hand drafting, we would actually use a diagonal line as a fill for anything that was cut through, including in a section drawing. The other thing you're noticing is that it looks like my back walls, I did not extend to the proper height. So that's something I'll actually go back and correct. I'm sure you did yours correctly, but mine seem to be only 10 feet tall instead of full theater height. So that's something I'll go back and fix later. But let's go in now and adjust this section style. So the section style is an attribute that is tied to a class. So if you come over to navigation, you can look at your classes. One of them you should find should be the section style class right here. And it may not have existed until we just did this cut a section viewport, sorry. So it will be there once you have a section viewport in your drawing, okay? If we right click on it and we go to edit, it'll open up this class style situation, okay? We want to change this. We definitely want to use at creation, and that will also update anything that exists. And we want the fill, instead of being solid, we want it to be a hatch. And we'll use the same diagonal hatch that's named cast iron, the way that we did before, okay? We also do want it to have a thicker line, a heavier line at the cut through. So you could leave it as 0.35, but if you wanted to make it heavier than that, that would be fine too. So now that we have updated that, it will update in our viewport. Our viewport does need a little update in general now. And now your section style looks just like we would expect it to. This may be a time too where you feel like you want to come in and address, tweak, some of these different heights and measurements to make it look more solid, right, at the cutting plane. And that's something that you're welcome to do. You're welcome to like extend this deck layer down that extra 6 inches so that it looks like it's a solid ground floor the whole way across. If you wanted to switch it so that you're looking at the other side in the other direction, so you see all the doors and stuff, the way that we saw in our last section drawing and the one that we imported, you could do that too. So those are all options for you in your section view, okay? And that, as a plate, will be what you export. So you will go ahead and update your title block, maybe call it ground plan and section, fill in all of the dates and everything else, and then export this as a PDF and submit it for this assignment. So that is your export step, and I hope that this was clear and helpful. Give me a holler if you need anything. Thanks so much, friends. Bye.